Welcome back. Our fourth speaker this evening is Emma Jane Prosmiler. Now, I met Emma on the second session of our 4-week course, and she sent a little message across on Meetup saying, I've missed the first one, is it okay to come on the second one, or am I going to miss too much? And I think what she's asking actually is, am I going to be out of my depth? But there is no way that Emma was out of her depth. She's one of the most inspirational and fluent and engaging speakers of the group. So I'm really glad that she came. Emma is a firewalker, and she also hosts her own firewalks, and as part of that she was introduced to motivational speaking. So I believe that Emma is a natural. Emma and speaking is like a duck to water. She's also a singer-songwriter, plays the guitar, and is a member of a band. And we've got our two guys over here who form that band. The most recent string to her bow is now she's establishing herself as a Reiki practitioner, and she's just launching her new business doing that. So she's a motivational speaker, Reiki practitioner. There's no end to this woman's talent. So she's going to give us a little bit of advice about relationships and what to avoid and how to handle them. Okay. So the title of her talk tonight is Mince Pies Before Guys. So let's start the second session with a really, really rapturous report for Emma Jane Prosmiler.
Heartbreak. It sucks, right? Like, there is not one person in this room that can tell me that heartbreak feels good. And if it doesn't feel good, then how can anything good really come out of it? Well, as Eric Thomas, the hip-hop preacher, once said, you're already in pain, so you might as well get a reward from it. Now, don't get me wrong, everyone is entitled to the 2-week grieving period. You know that moment where you're walking down aisle 33 of Sainsbury's with 5 tubs of Ben & Jerry in one hand, 3 chick flicks and a bottle of vodka in the other, and all of a sudden that song comes over the tannoy. All by myself, and suddenly you drop everything, you fall to your knees, and you make more of a scene than the 3-year-old toddler at the end of the aisle screaming over a packet of jelly babies. But you know what? That's okay. It's okay to feel pain. If you go through a heartbreak and you don't feel any pain, the chances are you didn't really feel anything to begin with. Pain, it means you're human. But it's how you deal with that pain that makes the difference. My name's Emma Jane Prosmiler. I'm a motivational speaker and a Reiki practitioner. One of the things that I do is I help people smash through heartbreak. Now, what do I mean when I say smash through heartbreak? Well, you can deal with the pain in one of 2 ways. You can either be consumed by it, curl up in a ball, wait for it to pass, and then get back out there, still feeling broken, but in the hope that someone's going to come along and fix you. Or you can take some time out. You can take a prolonged period of time where you concentrate all of your efforts on yourself, and you can take the energy from that pain and you can use it to create something amazing that's going to give you a real reward and the ultimate healing, so that when you are finally ready to put yourself back out there, you're going to go out there whole and ready, with no insecurities and no emotional baggage. Relationships, they're kind of like fairground rides. And some of us, we stick to the merry-go-round. We enter the same relationships over and over again. We go round and round and round. And every time we step out of a relationship, rather than give ourselves time to, breathe and heal, we just step right back on and rebound into the next guy. Round and round and round. I rode the roller coaster for years. By the time I was 30, I had that many exes, it was a running joke in our family. Right from the beginning, my dad had pet names for the guys that I would bring home. And the first guy to really break my heart was a guy called Joe. Or as Dad liked to call him, Jog on Joe. Joe was, how can I put it? A tool, a complete tool. Okay, yeah, he was the most popular guy in school, and yeah, he played guitar in a rock band and all the girls fancied him, and yeah, he was the only one for me. But little did I know that I wasn't actually the only one for him. And the day that he left me for some groupie with a nose ring and a reputation, I was crushed. I stepped off the merry-go-round, but within weeks, I stepped back on as I rebounded into No Chance Nigel. Okay, now, Nigel was cool, yeah? This was an older guy, he was more mature, he wore cowboy boots. It takes a secure guy to wear cowboy boots and shorts on a hot summer's day in the middle of the Leicester city centre. But his biggest downfall was he smoked like a chimney. But I was the one that was hooked. I adored him. One day, he decided he wanted to really kind of quit his habit. But we needed to keep him busy, keep his mind occupied. He decided that he would give me a driving lesson. Now, at the age of 19, I hadn't quite divulged the information that my driving was shocking. Really, really bad. This is why, at the age of 19, having 5 tests, 3 instructors and 2 test centres, I still hadn't quite passed my test. But we got in the car anyway. It turns out Nigel was right when he screamed, "Slow down!" But in my defence, that light was on amber and that little old lady came out of nowhere. But we sat in the ditch. He took out his cigarettes. I handed him his lighter and we were finished. What was even more of a kick in the teeth is 2 weeks later, I came home from work one night and my car wasn't on the drive. And I went into the house and Dad passed me an envelope with £500 in it. My car hadn't been stolen. My car hadn't been borrowed. My car had been sold for the safety of the community. And I never drove again. So after Nigel and a few more failed relationships, I went on to my dating phase. But by this time, my mother was so keen to have me settle. She was watching my sister get married and start a family, and there she was watching me have cocktails on a Tuesday. But it wasn't so much the marriage and the kids she seemed to be bothered about. All my mum really wanted was for me to have someone sit next to me and fill that chair at Christmas Day dinner. Sweet, I know. But this meant that every single guy I met, my mother's first question would be, "And are you joining us for Christmas dinner this year?" This would have been fine if it wasn't aimed at Mr. February, Mr. April and Mr. September. She gave out so many invitations one year that my dad was actually starting to worry about how many were going to turn up. But it was just after that Christmas that it happened. I met a guy that I honest to God thought was the one. We had the perfect love story. We knew each other from school, which was great, but we hadn't seen each other for years. And then one day, just like in a modern fairy tale, it happened. I saw him, he saw me. I swiped right, he swiped right, and boom! Tinder match. The first few months were amazing, incredible. We had so much fun. His family loved me, my family loved him. It was brilliant. But soon reality hit. We were both carrying so much past emotional pain. He was going through a divorce and fighting for 2 young children, and I was carrying every heartbreak I had ever had. And one Sunday afternoon, a conversation took a turn for the worst. And once again, I was left with another failed relationship. But it was that real last heart smash that did it for me. I knew something had to change. I looked back at Eric Thomas, you're already in pain, you might as well get a reward from it. And it was at that moment I stepped off of the merry-go-round and I headed for the roller coaster alone. I was in pain. But rather than bury it and just move on to the next, I was going to face it and I was going to get a reward from it. I rode that roller coaster for 6 months, facing the highs and the lows of living alone. It was hard. I laughed, I cried, but most of all I healed, and I had some amazing times. I did everything that I wanted to do. I wrote a book, I started a band, I trained up in Reiki to heal others and to heal myself. I grew so much in that 6 months, putting that concentrated time into myself, that I never questioned my value again. And one morning, I woke up and I looked in the mirror and I thought, do you know what? I am hot, I am sexy, and I make the best mince pies ever. Mince pies before guys. So I can promise you, if you take just 6 months time out, time by yourself to do the things that you want to do. When was the last time you did anything that you wanted to do for you? Whether it be start your own business, get fit and healthy, write the book, be in the band, whatever it may be, do it. Because I can promise you, if you take that time to really get to know and love yourself, that is going to be your reward. I had that reward. I had self-love, and no one could take that away from me. So my challenge to you is to go away and find yourself. And to anybody in your past that made you feel like you're not good enough, your value does not decrease upon someone's inability to see your worth. And if you are in any doubt of that whatsoever, I want you to take away this one simple fact from today. There was a time when you won in a race against 14 million sperm. Baby, you were born a winner.
I mean, the standards, they speak for themselves, don't they, here tonight? That is absolutely amazing. And I think I think Emma has grown in so much confidence, and I think her presentations now are so well structured and so grabbing and so audience focused that she's going to go far. Well, she is already, so well done. How are you feeling in yourself? Just check in.
My heart's pounding now.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel, I'm just glad I didn't cry.
Yeah.
It's happened before. But yeah.
So just come back to your breath and just observe that. Okay.
Yeah.
Just breathe.
It's like that panic that I get.
So just allow it to be there and just bring that self-compassion to your heart.
Yeah.
Instead of fighting it or pushing it away or pushing it different, just embrace it.
Yeah. Kind of hard, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well done.
Thank you.
Feedback for Emma.
Very inspirational.
Ah, yeah.
Thank you.
You look like you
tried the mince pie.
You look like you're having fun.
Did I really?
Yeah.
Nose didn't show at all.
No.
You said before you went on, I was so nervous, and you wouldn't have
Yeah.
a
No.
clue that you were
No.
nervous, and you
No
no
idea.
reason to be nervous at all.
But we know ourselves, that's the thing.
It's
And
funny
that's-
because I
that's
feel
the
while I'm delivering it, I feel like I could pass out. It's really weird. I do feel like just keep it together, and I just keep like sort of moving like this and wait for it to finish. But
You appear really confident. You come across like really you know what you're talking about, and you're really sure of what you're saying. So you don't seem nervous at all.
Because I feel like I missed out quite a bit in one section,
But
and
we don't need to know.
but
that.
no.
Yeah. Okay. And all feedback for Emma?
Very entertaining, as always.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I think that goes for all of us. We all feel those palpitations, and what we do is we actually turn them, instead of them disabling us and getting in the way, we can actually start to use that to drive us, because nobody wants to go up there and think, you know, a bit indifferent, you know, I'm not really feeling anything out. But that will come across to your audience. But if you're revving up, then that will kind of drive a lot of enthusiasm towards your speech, instead of it stopping you. It will channel you forward. So, well done,
Thank
Emma.
you.